Ice Billion Berg, Live House Life, and remember, March 2nd, start the motherfucking Live House, y'all, nigga, from now on. From here in infinity, nigga. Live House Life, the leak, nigga. Holla at me, nigga.
Look, I've been sipping too much activist. Got rap money in the mattresses. The whole team got straps in this. Just the way of life. You better play it right or pay the price. Being famous won't save your life. I bet you Kenny won't slip. Boy, I spent plenty on wrist, and I still pull Henny on the look. I spent some time with your bro. Then I got a sign from the Lord. Told my nigga keep a 9 in your car. Seeing demons in my life that me misleading.
What's going on, y'all? It's another episode of The Leak, and I'm here today. You know, got a 305 native, 305 live, Mr. Ice Billion. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Just maintaining, man. I just slid up here to Broward, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was drunk on South Beach. I got the call that it was popping up here in Broward, and I slid up, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, tell me a little bit on what you got going on right now. What's popping with you right now?
You know, I just put out the mixtape, Damage Is Done. You know, it's doing very, very, very good in the streets. It's like my most effective project that I ever dropped. Okay. You know, it's called Damage Is Done. And I'm actually working on a follow-up strictly for the streets part 4. You know, and I'm just doing it. I'm just focused on the music thing and the merchandise thing, Live House Life, you know.
Tell me what keeps you going? Cause I know, I mean, you started a while ago and you just you not stopping. Like your tag said, I'm on my way. So like, tell me what keeps you going on your way to that next level. You know,
I was very young when I started, man. When I stated that I'm on my way, I was 17 when I actually recorded that song. A lot of people don't realize that. F the other side, fuck the other side, rather, since I could curse. Fuck the other side came out when I was like 19 and I was 17 when we recorded that song. So a lot of people don't realize that I was still in high school when I recorded that. So, you know, I ain't know too much about the business or whatever, but I was real serious about rapping. You know what I mean? And now I'm more serious about the business. Like I ain't gonna say mastered the rapping because it's a lot that I need to learn and a lot of new shit that's gonna pop up that I can learn. But when I was in high school, I ain't know too much, you know, about the business especially. So now I'm gonna focus on the business and I'm starting a brand, Live House Life. It's a music company and it's a merchandising company. You know, we got a lot of things in store, and you know, I'm just focused on the business more along with the music, you know.
Now tell me, what at 17 years old is gonna make you say fuck the other side? I gotta know that.
Man, cause that's how we was living at that time, man. You know, I watched my young homies. I ain't gonna call no names. I watched my young homies that starting earlier now. They actually starting like 15, 14. You know, they really in the streets, rugged, going hard, doing what we was doing at the age of 16, 17, you know what I mean? So now it was just a way of life. You know, I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but you know, we was repping what we was repping. We was repping the side we was repping, and that was all that fueled that, you know? It was real life. It wasn't nothing that we planned in the studio and say, yeah, we're gonna sit down and say fuck the other side. You know, we was probably riding that night and we said fuck the other side, you know what I mean? And that's what it was about. It was just real life.
Okay. Now tell me, 2015. I know you got. It's only February, so I know you got some big things coming up. Like I know it got to be another project coming up.
Man, anybody who know Iceberg know Iceberg year start March 2nd after his birthday. That's March 2nd. That's my birthday. Okay. I'm a Pisces. Shout out to all the Pisces, you know. But anybody know Iceberg know his year start in March, you know. So that's how it is. So everybody who repping Live House know our motherfucking January 1st is March 2nd. After March 2nd is all hell. Summer coming real soon. You know, after summer, we got a lot of other things. Then Christmas coming. You know, we preparing for the next year, but still turned up. Last year, I dropped Damage Is Done, which is my hardest mixtape, like I mentioned earlier. That's my most successful project, like I mentioned earlier. But August is the year my my child birth month. You know what I mean? I got one. You know, and his birthday August 10th, and I just wanted to turn up around that time. You know, I do everything strategically, but now I'm doing everything really, really, really strategically. And just, you know, after March, y'all gonna see what happened. We got a lot of things in the making.
Okay. And let me ask, you signed? You signed anybody?
Man, I'm signed to myself, man. I've been signed to a couple niggas. I've been signed to a lot of people, a lot of major companies. You know, we did the deal with Dunk Riders. That was in 2006, and then from there we did the deal with Cash Money. That was in 2009. I think we did the deal with Cash Money in 2009. You know, it took a lot to a process and a lot of learning. I learned a lot of things from them companies, you know, and from there we just growing, you know, we doing other things now. But I'm signed to myself, man. I'm my own boss. I don't want no boss. I never have a boss from this point out. I'm my own motherfucking boss. I sign my own motherfucking checks along with a lot of motherfucking people. You know what I mean? So from there, you know, it's just live house or nothing.
Okay. Now tell me, being that you know you've had such an impact on the South Florida, the whole basically the 305, 954, 561. What do you think is your most influential song to the city?
Man, from the city, I got to say from Key West to Pensacola. Actually, because that's the only places I've been touring for the last 3 years, from Key West to Pensacola. And my most influential song, well, I don't know if Fucked Up the Side will be considered influential, but, you know, I got a lot of them. You know, I got Fucked Up the Side, I Get So High, I'm the Shit. I'm closer to my dreams, even though a couple of them wasn't original. But, you know, I got a lot of shit. You know, I'm on my way. I got That Right There, Dangerous with Ball Greasy. I got a whole catalog, and that's what set me aside from a lot of local artists, that I really had a whole catalog to offer other than just one song. You know what I mean? And I think that's what helped my career the most, just building that catalog. And with Damages Done popping right now, I'm embracing new talent. I got people like Chad. I got people like Dread. I got people like Whoop. You know, he got the shit. You know, I got a couple people on there. Ball Greasy, of course. I got like 5 niggas that's really bringing it with me. And I always just embrace new talent. So, and we just adding on to the catalog. But with this next shit, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. Shout out to Gang Gang. Shout out to Kodak Black. Shout out to Greasy. My niggas. Oh, yeah, of course. But we embracing. It ain't even about the city no more. It's about Florida. It's about the South region, you know, from Keys to the motherfucking Pensacola, baby.
Okay. Now, tell me, like, I feel like you done so much. Basically, you know, you put a lot of people on. Now, how'd you connect with Jim Jones get started? Because I'm sure with him being that bigger star, how'd that connect and how'd it help you?
Nah, you know, my nigga just came down. Honestly, Jim was fucking with a lot of niggas from Miami before we linked, because I never really reached out. Like, I never been the type to, you know, a lot of stars come through Miami. So, in my prior experience, I never really just reached out to a nigga. I want a nigga to really come in Miami, sit down, fuck a couple wild hoes. We got a lot of hoes. We got a lot of whores. I want them to fuck a couple wild whores and really ask questions like who that poppin' nigga in Miami is. And, of course, they going to say Berg. And if a nigga do their homework enough, they direction gonna lead my way, you know what I mean? But in Jim Jones, you know, he was fucking with a couple street niggas, a couple real street niggas down here that kept bringing up my name. So I bumped into him at Take One night. And, you know, he just embraced me and said, shit, come to the studio tomorrow. I slid up on him and we did like a couple songs, you know what I mean? You know, we did Hella Plays in Motion remix. You know, we just really sick and kicked it, because that was one of my favorite rappers, I ain't gonna lie. I really looked up the dog. I really look up the dog, you know what I mean? And he just embraced me, you know, just from putting his ear to the streets. And then any nigga from anywhere else, all they got to motherfucking do is put their ear to the motherfucking streets, and they gonna hear Berg name. If you don't hear Berg name, you ain't put your motherfucking streets, you ain't put your motherfucking ear to the streets, and that mean you got to get your bitch ass on back on where you came from. You know what I mean? But if you a real nigga, you gonna put your ear to the streets. And if you a real nigga, if you put your ear to the streets, you gonna hear Iceberg. If you don't hear Iceberg, that mean you ain't put your ear to the streets. And if you ain't put your ear to the streets, that mean get your gay ass back on South Beach. And it rhyme, I might make it a rap.
All right, before I let you go, I gotta ask you, like, I know you've been, you know, met a couple people, and big, small, whoever. Yeah. Like, what's the most important thing somebody's ever told you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I can't say what's the important thing. The most important thing somebody ever told me, I got to go with Trick, when he told me just be yourself. You know what I mean? Just be yourself, man. Don't sugarcoat shit. Don't put on no act for certain people, because at the end of the day, you might forget that act when you were a little drunk or when you were a little high, or you might just forget that act with time, because you know time changed a lot of things. But other than that, man, you know, the most influential people I would say is people who keeping their ear to the streets, and you know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, if you keep your ear to the streets, you're going to hear about me and we going to link. That's it.
All right, man. Well, it's another episode of The Leak. It's Senior. I appreciate you. Ice Billion Berg Live. Look out for that new projects we coming in 2015. March 2nd is the new year. And, you know, it's another episode.
I get it done, split it,